So I'm pretty sick today. I caught a cold from my kids. So you guys are just gonna have to kind of forgive me if I'm like sniffling and coughing and kind of doing all the gross sick stuff. But I have coffee and I'm ready to roll. I've been watching a lot of Raw Beauty Christie's content. I absolutely love her and I relate to her a lot. And I'm filming a video that's very similar to hers. Definitely go check it out if you haven't watched it. But one of the comments on that video was, I feel like as we approach our mid to late 30s, most people can see and feel their body changing and their body declining, like their health, their physical health declining. And you're faced with a crossroads. Either you can commit to a wellness routine, commit to an exercise routine that feels good to you and make changes, or you can just kind of like accept the decline and accept the changes that are happening, like in a bad way, and just kind of give up and just like succumb to like it's all downhill from here. So today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about some things that I'm going to be doing and things that I'm changing in my life, and just some stuff and how I got here, why I'm doing the things I'm doing, and also what's going to be happening here on YouTube. So really, since I got pregnant with Luca, which was September of 2021, so we are approaching 3 years. It's been about 2.5 now. My physical health and my mental health have very steadily been declining. Of course, I've had my good days, my good moments, my good weeks, even my good months, but as a whole, like in the span of almost 3 years, it has been declining. And I don't feel like I'm at rock bottom now, but I feel like if I don't change, I'm gonna get there. Like I'm gonna hit rock bottom soon. When I got pregnant with Luca, like I said, that was in September of 2021, I was in really good health. I felt really good. I didn't really have any body pain or I just felt really good. I had been kind of prepping to become pregnant. Luca was a very planned pregnancy, and I had been prepping to become pregnant or get pregnant for about 6 months. So I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to lie to myself. I definitely was not in any type of an exercise routine. Exercise is not something that I've done for years and years and years on a consistent basis, which we're going to talk about in today's video. But my diet was amazing. I would say 90, if not, some weeks 100% of just unprocessed, whole, real foods. I focused on gut health. I was eating a ton of fermented foods, lots of vegetables, lots of fruits, lots of really high quality protein. My diet was really, really good. And I had really kind of just like dialed in on that. I lost a ton of weight. I had hit my goal weight in the summer, which was 125, which again, we'll also talk about that. And I just felt great, honestly. And I just never expected that pregnancy to kick my butt as much as it did. I don't know why I didn't expect that, but I didn't expect it. It was a very similar pregnancy with Evelyn, but everything that I had with Evelyn was worse. And really, once I got pregnant, and then at 6 weeks, the nausea kicked in, as well as food aversions. Really, really, really bad. I actually had much more food aversions in Luca's pregnancy than I did with Evelyn. The nausea was probably about the same, which was debilitating nausea, like morning, noon, and night for about 6 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. And then around week 14, it kind of subsided. But with Luca's pregnancy, I had a low level of nausea through the entire pregnancy, right up until delivery, versus Evelyn, where like the initial morning sickness, I guess, or first trimester nausea happened, and then I got better. With Luca, it didn't really happen. It significantly improved, but I still had like a low level of nausea and just like tummy discomfort through the entire pregnancy. So that turned into eating like absolute garbage. And I know a lot of women can relate to this. Pregnancy just kicks your butt. And I try to give myself a lot of grace, but I ate like garbage through that entire pregnancy because it's the only thing I could eat. It was 99% like processed crap. Again, I had my moments of of eating well and stuff, but for the most part, I didn't eat well. And then I was actually the one that prompted the glucose test to test for diabetes, because I knew the symptoms of blood sugar dysregulation. I knew the symptoms of the blood sugar roller coaster of crashing and spiking, because that's how I lost all my weight prior in 2021. I wasn't testing, but I was focusing on like a low carb, low insulin diet. So I knew the symptoms of just feeling really shaky or feeling just like anxiety and hangry. These are all symptoms of blood sugar dysregulation and how you feel. So I actually asked my doctor if I could take the glucose test earlier, because I just knew something was wrong. So before I did it, she gave me a prescription for a glucometer where you like prick your finger and test your blood sugar. And right away, I knew something was off. My blood sugar was off the charts. My fasting blood sugar was high. Everything. And I was like, oh wow, like I called it. Like I don't feel right. I don't feel good. So I took the glucose test and I failed. I took the 3-hour one, the fasted 3-hour one, and I failed. And I was diagnosed gestational diabetic, which everybody, including myself, was really surprised. But when in retrospect, I look back and I see how bad my diet was, and like, yeah, of course, like I was eating just carbs all the time, like processed carbohydrates all the time. So once I got that diagnosis, I just barely enough got by to not go on insulin. I rode that very thin line just not to get on insulin through the rest of my pregnancy. But I did have symptoms of gestational diabetes. Luca was a pretty big baby. He was 8-12, and for me, that's a big baby. And as well as, I don't know what it's called, but it was when I had too much amniotic fluid. I didn't have a normal level of amniotic fluid. It was too high, which is a symptom of gestational diabetes as well. Not a symptom, it's like an effect of gestational diabetes. And my diet just never really improved. I just kind of got by eating processed keto snacks, which, like, yeah, they don't spike your blood sugar, but like they're not really, it's not high quality ingredients. A lot of additives, a lot of, ingredients that upset your tummy, that sort of stuff. So then the last 6-7 weeks of my pregnancy, I was put on bed rest. Because I had really bad pelvic floor pain, like, again, debilitating, where I was having trouble walking. Chris had to help me walk to the bathroom, all that sort of good stuff, all leading up to week 37, and I had a kidney stone at 37 weeks pregnant, and I was just miserable. So I just had a miserable pregnancy, and to be honest, I just feel like I never recovered from it. I feel like I've been hungover for the past 20 months. Luke is going to be 20 months in February. And so like next week. And I just feel like I've never recovered. I feel like I've been hungover. I feel like I've been in survival mode for 20 months. I also breastfed. I'm actually still breastfeeding. Not very often, just like once or twice a day now. So I know for a fact that I am dealing with some type of postnatal depletion. I don't have any data to back that up. I just know that things aren't right. I just know that I don't feel good. I know that I sleep 9-10 hours a night and still wake up exhausted. You know, Luca, he didn't sleep through the night until after his first birthday, which was really, really hard. But now he's a great sleeper. Like, something just flipped and he turned into a wonderful sleeper. And Luca sleeps 6:30 to 6:30. Like, I don't go in at all. He just sleeps right through. He's a good boy. He's so cute. So I've been going to bed. I've just been exhausted. So I've been going to bed at like 8 o'clock at night sometimes, 8:30. And I sleep, until 6:30, whenever he wakes up. And I would say most days I still wake up exhausted. And I just know that the first year of Luca's life, I was not focused on any type of quality nutrition or movement, and I was nursing. And pregnancy and nursing or breastfeeding are really, really depleting on the body. From obviously, I'm not a doctor, and you talk to your own doctor, but from what I've read and what I've researched, they are very depleting on the body, and if you're not doing something to counter that through like very targeted nutrition and supplements, like you're just gonna get like sucked dry. And I feel that way. Really do. I stepped on the scale this morning and I've gained 25 pounds. I didn't take a picture of it or anything. You guys are just gonna have to believe me. But I was 152, and that's creeping up to the highest that I've ever been. The highest I have ever been, I was 156, and that was in 2011. And I'm right there. So I've gained 25 pounds since I became pregnant with Luca. And things have got to change. I don't feel well. I can tell that something is off. I am straight up pre-diabetic. Again, you guys are just gonna have to believe me, I didn't take any pictures, but my fasting blood sugar is consistently over 100. My phone's going off, who's texting me? Hold on. My fasting blood sugar is well over 100 most days, and I'm having full-blown like diabetic spikes, so spiking well over 140. And that needs to change. I deserve better. I deserve to take better care of myself. My kids certainly deserve better. And I just can't tell you how awful I feel all the time now. Well, again, obviously I've had some good days, good moments, good weeks, good months, but just on the whole, I just feel awful. You're probably gonna hear me say it a lot in today's video, because that's just the theme of just, wow, I can't believe how much like crap I feel. So I definitely know that I'm dealing with some type of postnatal depletion. I absolutely know that I am pre-diabetic or diabetic. The gestational diabetes never really went away, even though they said it would. It never really did, and that's because I never really changed my diet. Like, I have just continued to eat carbohydrates in excess. And I know there's going to be some people out there that are telling me that I'm demonizing food and kind of all this blah, blah, blah. If carbohydrates work well for you and you can eat them in large quantities and your blood sugar doesn't spike and you're not a diabetic, like, I couldn't be more happy for you. Like, I wish that was the case. But for me and my body, that is not the case. When I eat a lot of carbohydrates and when I eat a lot of processed food, my blood sugar spikes and I go into a diabetic state. And just, again, as a whole, like, I have pre-diabetic numbers right now. I really want to change that. I don't want this to get worse. I also really need to address my coffee consumption. I'm drinking coffee now, but I am aware, and I have been working on my coffee consumption. I've noticed that my body is changing where it gains weight. So I used to just gain weight all over. But now I have a lot more belly fat than I ever did before. Versus, again, like before where I would gain weight, I would kind of gain it all evenly, like all over my body. And now I have way more belly fat than I've ever had in my life. And to be honest, I look like I'm 3 months pregnant all the time now. It never goes away. I am, just constantly bloated, constantly having tummy troubles. And as I said, I'm just gaining more fat around the belly now than I ever did. And again, not a doctor, do your own research. But from what I understand, generally, if that's the case, where you used to gain weight all over and now you've kind of noticed that change where you're gaining more belly fat, usually belly fat changes or something like that can be linked to hormonal problems. Which doesn't surprise me. The coffee thing really needs to end. It's gotten to the point now where I'm drinking 4, 5, 6 cups of coffee a day. I am really good with my water. At least I have that going for me. I feel I do drink enough water. But coffee can spike your cortisol levels, which then in turns can drive up glucose, high insulin. It's really a cascade effect. And I don't have any data to back this up. I just know the signs, and it really does feel that way, that I am just constantly wired but tired, where you just feel like you're just freaking out all the time, but you're also really tired and don't have any energy, but you're just tweaking all the time. And it just feels that way. And I need to address the coffee consumption. That needs to lower way, way down. So coffee definitely needs to get addressed. I think I do have high cortisol, and that is worsening the prediabetes that I have. And I just really need to address my diet. I need to make some changes. I need to get back to a whole foods, unprocessed diet. And I need to commit to an exercise routine, whatever that looks like for me, and whatever I can get done. I have been talking to my therapist about this ad nauseum, and we're really working through some stuff. It's really hard for me to keep momentum, and I need to work on that, and I don't really know how to work on that. It's, I'll work out for a week straight or 2 weeks straight or even 3 weeks straight, and then something will happen. I'll get sick. The kids will get sick. Chris will get sick. We'll have a tree fall in our house, which happened 5 days before Christmas. I know I haven't talked to you guys in a while. But just as a total side note, we had 4 trees fall in our house 6 days before Christmas. And then 3 days later, our hot water heater let go. So I had to call emergency plumbing services. And we literally had thousands of dollars in repairs to make like 2 days before Christmas. It was very, very stressful. So to go back to my original point, those type of things happen, and I just lose all momentum, and and I just can't ever get back into a routine. And then it'll be 6 months later and I haven't worked out at all. But I need to work on that, and I need to change that. So I need to commit to some type of exercise routine. Obviously, I know that that will help my blood sugar and my prediabetes in a big way. Exercise is huge for becoming insulin sensitive, whereas right now I am very insulin resistant. A huge goal of mine that I'm hesitant to even say, but a huge goal of mine is I want to put on 5 pounds of muscle in the next year, in 12 months, which from what I understand is a realistic goal if you're consistently weight training, which is what I want to do. So honestly, I don't want this video to turn into an hour of me just talking about how bad I feel and how awful things are and how bad my physical and mental health are. What I do want to say is I want to show up here on YouTube in a way that feels authentic to me. And I want to connect with you guys. And I am going to be pivoting my YouTube for a while. So for right now, I am going to be uploading some more wellness content and some more health content. I want to take you guys along on this journey of some of the changes that I'm going to be making. And I just hope that you guys will enjoy it. I hope, if you guys are in the same boat, like you'll do this with me, I know everybody's really into like the New Year goals right now. Obviously there's no pressure for you to do anything, but if you are in a health journey, feel free to say hi in the comments. We can talk about stuff. So I am going to be pivoting. In years past, I have done Project Comeback, which is a idea that I got from Misfit and Nerdy here on YouTube. I also love her. And this is going to be my Project Comeback 2024. So I have a few goals that I want to work on. I need to get my blood sugar under control. Like that needs to happen in a big way. So I want to get back to tracking my blood sugar. I want to commit to some sort of exercise routine, which I will keep you guys up on. But right now, I just want to be consistently like 3 to 5 times a week weightlifting. The diet definitely needs to change. I just want to get back to a whole foods unprocessed diet. I don't really care what the macros are right now. I just need to get back to that. Like not eating dill pickle chips and Oreos. I'm going to be vlogging once a week. And I'm just going to be updating you. It's going to be like a weekly kind of episode of Project Comeback and tell you where I'm at, tell you what I've been doing over the week, maybe showing you some clips of things I've done. And I am going to do a weekly weigh-in. I honestly don't even care about what the scale says on, I don't care what that number is anymore. But it is kind of a metric that I do want to track because I have gained 25 pounds and I have not gained 25 pounds of muscle. Like, let's just be real here. But it's a metric I want to track, but I don't have a goal, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how long Project Comeback is going to be. I'm aiming for 6 weeks. It might even be 8 to 12. But I don't have a goal of what I want the scale to say, but I do expect it to go down. I will say that. but I'm not aiming for a specific number. So I'm going to be tracking my weight. I am going to be obviously tracking my blood sugar. That's like my number one priority, is bringing that blood sugar down and getting those numbers stabilized. That's huge for me. And as far as cleaning content goes, like what I normally post, that's going to be second. I don't even know if I'm going to do it right now. Like I said, I want to show up on YouTube in a way that feels authentic to me, and cleaning motivation just isn't, it's just not feeling it for me. My health and my exercise and my family is going to come first, and every extra ounce of time I have is going to be dedicated to my food and my exercise. It's not going to be dedicated to cleaning the house right now. I'm going to try. I mean, obviously I still need to clean my house, but cleaning my house off camera is very different than cleaning it on camera. So I'm going to try to film some cleaning content, but I just can't guarantee anything. But I do want to guarantee that I'm going to do the project comeback with you guys here. I feel like I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff to tell you guys, but that's kind of the point. Like I said, I don't want to sit on here for half an hour and just talk about how bad everything is. I'll update you guys and talk about things more as project comeback like progresses. But yeah, today's the day. Today is Monday for me. I'm going to try to upload this either tomorrow or Wednesday. So I figure I'm going to film an update and give you guys an update. Like, I'm going to film the videos on Monday and then upload either Tuesday or Wednesday. But yeah, I'm excited and I'm ready. I am ready to kind of get out of survival mode. It really feels like I've been in survival mode. It feels like I have been overstimulated, wired but tired, chronically bloated. Like, there's a lot. And I'm just excited to kind of take my power back from life and learn to function in the chaos that is motherhood and adulthood. I really need to work on that. Like, I need to stop pretending that things are going to be great and just embrace the chaos that's going to happen. Like, kids are going to get sick. Trees are going to fall in the house, although hopefully not anymore. Like, there's going to be home repairs, right? Like, I need to learn to function in that chaos and not just go into like a freeze state where I just stop doing everything and just doom scroll. Like, that's also another thing, is I really need to work on my social media addiction, because it is a full-blown addiction right now. I told you, Raw Beauty Christy has been so relatable recently. She's also going through like a very similar thing that I am. Like, her son is a little bit older. Her son's 3, but it's been a journey for her, like, for sure. And, you know, she's really working on her social media addiction, and I get it too. And something that she said that was really powerful to me is a lot of people that say like, oh, well, it's hard for me because it's my job. Like, it's not your job. Your job, or, you know, my job and Raw Beauty Christy's job, is to show up and create content for you guys and engage with our audiences. Our job is not to sit on the couch 2 hours a day and doom scroll. That's not our job. So the social media addiction is very real, and I need to address that as well. Something else I'm going to be working on is waking up earlier. I did that a few years ago where I committed to waking up at 5 a.m. every day, and it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. Like, it was me time, but it's flipped. Like, I got the me time when I was full of energy in the morning versus having me time at 10 o'clock at night when I'm burnt out from the day and exhausted. So I really want to work on waking up earlier, waking up at 5, addressing my coffee addiction, addressing my social media addiction, addressing my food addiction. There's a lot. So I'm going to keep you updated as things go. I'll talk to you guys more as things change and things I want to share with you guys. But for right now, that's where I'm leaving it. I will see you guys next week. Next week's going to be episode 2. Cleaning content is going to be maybe sprinkled in there here or there. I really want to do a kitchen clean and a fridge deep clean and a pantry deep clean. I think that would work really well with what I'm trying to do, is just like getting the fridge and pantry ready to go, getting all the junk out, and like starting fresh. So that's where I'm at. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of pivot and these new videos that I'm going to be putting out. Don't be shy. Say hi in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. So yeah, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.